Alright, hello and welcome to the Rusty Misfits All the Dirt Rookie Mini Stocks. Tonight we will be crowning champions as we finish off the 8-race season in this season number 4. Leading into tonight's event, Mick Olafson has been taking this championship by the horns, running away from everybody. Right now, Mick has a 17-point lead over second place Justin Walbring in that 666 car. Mick, all he needs is to have a solid night tonight, and he will wrap that championship up. Right now, we are just wrapping up our practice session before we go into our heat races. 7 cars in tonight's field, which means that we will likely have 2 heat races to determine our starting lineup for our feature race. 40 laps here at Lernerville Motor Speedway. A 4/10 of a mile track just outside of Sarver, Pennsylvania. Clay Oval. World of Outlaws have several big races here throughout the year, and it's one of the few tracks that actually runs 410 sprint cars as a weekly racing series. Anyone who knows those 410 sprint cars knows those things are wild cars, crazy on wheels basically. Insane amounts of horsepower and no weight to keep them down on the track. These guys tonight, they're not going to have that crazy amount of horsepower and a lot more weight than those sprint cars. These mini stocks are putting out around 200 horsepower and probably around 2,000–3,000 pounds in a Fox Body style rear-wheel drive mini stock. And yeah, they definitely don't have to worry about putting down too much power to the track. But still, with these cars, you don't have the power, you have to worry about momentum, so not getting that car too sideways in the corners. We watch Ray Andrews do just that, trying to get to the bottom by the looks of it, trying a different line out. But as we wrap up this practice session, 20 seconds left remaining in the session, we have Hunter Wellman in that 64 car, putting down the fastest lap time so far. Hunter, this being his second event with the Rusty Misfits rookie mini stocks, had a good showing last week running second place in the feature race. Justin Walbring 666 car brings up second place about 0.2 of a second slower, with points leader Mick Olafson right on his back bumper there, 18:01, 18:06 respectively. Ray Andrews, our 5th place contender in points, bringing up our 4th position as we wrap up our practice session. We get ready to go into our first heat race. As we have the official pace truck of iRacing on the end of pit road, getting ready to line these cars up. Let's take a look at our starting grid for heat race number 1. Starting on pole position, Ray Andrews in that 13 car. Jackson Qualley, ignore that it says Dean, that is his dad, but it is Jackson behind the wheel, will be starting outside pole position. Second place in points, Justin Walbring, 666 car, will be starting in 3rd place, with Kyle Thayer in the 89 Ford Mustang starting in 4th. As the pace truck brings them out for the first of 2 pace laps. Get a good look at Ray Andrews' special Nuka-Cola scheme. A bunch of these drivers are running one-off schemes for the final race of the season here. Justin Walbring also being one of those. That 666 machine looking pretty sharp actually with that special one-off scheme. He should think about running that more often. Should be 1 to green as we go around the track through 1 and 2. As you see, there's no wall on the back straightaway, so you have to be careful as well that you do not overrun the exit of turn 2 and end up out in the field out there. iRacing will only allow you to get away with that so far. As we have the pace truck pulling off the track, getting ready to leave the field in the hands of Ray Andrews.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Looks like Jackson Qualley, good start on that outside line. Able to keep with Ray Andrews. Still side by side. Ray Andrews still inside, Jackson Qualley outside, trying to make a pass on that outside line. So Ray gets a little sideways coming off of turn 4, allows that 17 car to have a good run, and Justin Walbring looking to get outside of the 13 to make a move. Not able to get there. Ray Andrews closes the door. Justin goes down, makes a crossover move to look to the inside. Kyle Thayer there also looking to try to capitalize on a couple of mistakes being made ahead of him. Jackson Qualley in control of this heat race. 10 laps in each heat. With Ray Andrews running second, Justin Walbring way low there, gives the position up to Kyle Thayer. Now you got to remember, these heat races, they don't really mean a whole lot, but what they do is they set the starting lineup for the feature race. Heat race number 1 will determine the starting lineup for the inside line. Heat race number 2 will determine the outside line. So winning this heat race will put you on pole position, give you the preferred starting position. Right now, Justin in danger of starting at the back, not what he is wanting. As we look back to the front, Ray Andrews trying to make a run at Jackson Qualley for the lead. Wasn't quite able to get there on that bottom line. As he tries a little bit of a different line that makes contact with the 89, gets him turned around. No caution flags in this heat, or in any of the heat races. That's going to allow Justin Walbring to capitalize on that mistake, bringing him back up to second from being in danger of starting at the back of the pack to second row right now as they run, but he has a second gap to Jackson ahead of him. 3 laps remaining, 2 now. Oh, sorry, it's 3 laps remaining in this heat race. Justin's just got to try to hold on strong, and he is closing in a little bit on the leader, but not going to be anywhere near enough as we have Kyle Thayer spinning around on the exit of turn 4. We'll have to take a quick look at that, what happened there, but back up front, Justin Walbring slowly closing the gap to the leader, but it's white flag. Justin not going to be too far back to make it up to that 17 car, I think. But from being in danger of starting at the back of the pack to finishing second in heat race number 1, he will have a decent starting spot. Jackson Qualley with the win, heat race number 1, and Justin Walbring. Then we have Ray Andrews and Kyle Thayer bringing up the back of the pack. Let's take a quick look back here to see what happened with Kyle Thayer. As he comes off the back straightaway, diving into turn 3. Oh, and it is not going to allow us to finish the replay. As we get ready to start heat race number 2. We will take a look at our starting grid here. Heat race number 2, 3 cars in this heat. Points leader Mick Olafson will be starting pole position. He is another one of those running a special scheme for the season finale here in season 4. Hunter Willman, as I said in practice session earlier, he is only starting his second race with the Rusty Misfits rookie mini stocks. And then Hunter Alelovich there in 3rd place, bringing up the back of this pack in that 99 car. As we get ready to go here, Mick Olafson in that Miller Lite Falcon Graphics painted car. If you are looking to get a car painted, Mick Olafson does a bunch of that there through Falcon Graphics. Hit him up. Pace truck should be pulling off this time by putting the field in the hands of that 21 car. As we saw the last heat race, the outside line did have the advantage on the initial start. Jackson Qualley getting off to a good start on the outside line. Will the same hold true this time as they come off turn 4? Green flag in the air. Hunter Wellman has a good start, manages to put the nose just ahead of Mick Olafson, but Mick dives it into turn 1, is able to clear and pull up in front of the 64. A classic slide drop. 64 with the crossover down the back straightaway, looking to retake the lead. Mick not having any part of it, getting way up on that outside, making some contact, just about getting turned right sideways, still swinging that backhand right around. That's going to put him to the back of this field for the moment being. Hunter A in that 99 car on the inside. Now they're 3 wide for the lead. Only 3 cars in this field, and they are side by side by side as they get. Mick gets a little sideways, gets into that 99 car, turning him around. Not quite how Mick wants to win the race, but it is a position to his advantage. Hunter A not going to be happy about that one, though. But now Mick has a second, 1.3 seconds to gain, and he is off the track on the outside of turn 2, overdriving the limits of the car and the track. That is going to cost him another like 2.5 seconds time, putting him 3 seconds behind our leader Hunter Wellman with 6 laps to go. Not the way Mick wanted to start this race. Now, points-wise, Mick doesn't have a lot to worry about. There are 3 bonus points, I believe, to be grabbed. And winning the race will give you a 5-point bonus over finishing second. Winning gives you 50 points. Second only nets you 45. And then every position down from that is a single point lost. And coming into tonight, Mick has a 17-point lead over Justin Walbring. Justin really the only one who might have a chance at catching up to Mick, but Mick would have to have an absolute terrible night. Right now, though, Hunter Wellman in control of this heat race. 4-second lead over the 21 car. 3 laps remaining in this race, coming off turn 4 to take 2 to go. As we have Mick spinning out in the background. Just not having a great start to the evening. Leaving this race well and truly in the hands of Hunter Wellman in that 64 car. All he has to do is make one last lap around this 4/10 of a mile, 1/5 of a mile track or so. And it will be heat race number 1 in the bag for Hunter Wellman. Mick Olafson will be second place, but he is 12.5 and falling fast seconds behind our leader. And Hunter Olelovich will finish the race in third place as we have Mick ramping over the sponsors boards and out into the hauler parking lot. The camera won't even go that far out to see where he is. But heat race number 2 is in the books. We will now go into a 3-minute warm-up practice session to let these guys figure out the final track setting or state before they go into the 40-lap feature. As we see our drivers leaving pit road and entering the track surface to do some warm-up laps before our 40-lap feature race. Got Mick Olafson who tested the airplane qualities, we'll say, on that 21 machine there a few minutes ago, and I'm going to guess that his pit crew wasn't too happy about having to replace that car in a massive hurry to get that thing back out here so soon. But as you see on the left side of the screen, we have our lap times, our best lap time ran so far in the heat race, or in this warm-up session right now. Hunter Wellman with an 18.15 being the fastest. Mick Olafson 18.27, not too far behind. Hunter, of course, winning that last heat race. Jackson Qualley there in 5th with an 18.83. Not so good of a start for him, but he did win heat race number 1. He will be starting pole position in this feature race here coming up here shortly. In fact, right there, both Mick and Jackson overtaking Wellman for 1st and 2nd. Mick with an 18.03, Jackson 18.14. Those two finding some speed on this track. Now Jackson, we did not know if he was actually going to make the race here. iRacing put out a massive update for Season 1 of 2025. And when Jackson went to download the update and get the computer ready for tonight's event, the computer crashed right out in the middle of the update. They weren't sure they were going to get everything set up to be in tonight's race, but thanks to his dad, Dean, they managed to scrabble and get things sorted out, and Jackson, who is in the hunt for the Asphalt Series Championship, he is currently leading the point series on that side. He's going to be able to go out there and race for that championship, race for that title. It was looking iffy, but they managed to pull it off in the last seconds before tonight's event. Hunter Wellman looking and finding a little bit more speed out there, taking the lead back from Mick Olafson there. Only by a hundredth of a second, 18.02 to 18.03. Oh, and Mick trying to fly again. He's really going to make a lot of friends with his pace car, or pit crew. But now we will be getting our field lined up for the start of this feature race. 40 laps, and we will have a champion tonight. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here. Jackson Qualley, by virtue of winning heat race number 1, will start pole position. Hunter Wellman won heat race number 2 and will start outside pole. Justin Walbring in that 666 machine, he made a deal with a certain someone early in the season, changed numbers, and that number change seems to have brought about a lot of luck. He has not missed a podium position almost all season, only having missed one of every race we've ran in this series so far this season. Mick Olafson in that 21 machine will be starting in the 4th position outside of row 2. Ray Andrews in that 13 car will be starting row 3 inside, with Hunter Lelovich in the outside in that 99 machine. Kyle Thayer in that 89 car will be bringing up the back of this pack in that 89 Little Debbie car. And it looks like Mick Olafson is opting to not start at the back of the pack, or in his actual starting position. In fact, looks like he is taking an EOL and starting at the back of the pack, making this championship race just that little bit more interesting. Remember, every car in front of him is 1 point until he gets up to 2nd, and then it is a 5-point jump to go from 2nd to 1st. As we get ready, green flag is in the air. Jackson Qualley leading the field to the start-finish line. Good start by that young driver in that 17 car. Easily clears the outside line. A lot of pressure behind him from Justin Walbring and Hunter Wellman, as well as Hunter in that 99 car. Walbring with a little bit too sideways coming off that corner, coming off turn 4. Right now as they go down the back straightaway, Hunter Wellman taking the lead away from Jackson Qualley. Hunter Lelovich looking to get second away from him too. Jackson losing a couple of positions here this last lap, manages to slot himself in just ahead of Justin Jackson just a little bit high coming off of the turn 2 there, just about getting into that outfield and making contact with Justin Walbring as Walbring goes around. In fact, that's going to allow Mick and Ray Andrews to go right past him as well. Just Jackson from the pole position to almost dead last here. Kyle Thayer looking to have had issues and is sitting 12 seconds back right now. Back in the pack, Mick Olafson spinning around. No caution yet. Take a look, see what happened to our points leader coming down the back straightaway. Going through 3 and 4 right now and just gets 2 sideways and overcorrects and loops that car right around. Gets it pointed back the same way, but no caution. That is not what Mick wanted to happen. He is now 1 lap down on the leaders. This is going to shake up the point standings. Justin Walbring running 3rd. Now Justin just wants to get out there, try to get a couple of bonus points. At least 1 for leading a lap, but ideally he would love to win it, or win the extra bonus point for leading the most laps. But he's going to have a lot of work to do. 3.5 seconds behind our leader right now. And just over a second to second place Hunter Lernerville in that 99 car. Mick not having the dominating style race that he got used to throughout this season. Used to running away from the entire field. Now that is happening for Hunter Wellman, 2 seconds ahead of second place. Hunter Lernerville in that 99 car. Justin Walbring still in 3rd and falling. Justin searching around the track, trying to find a little bit of speed somewhere. But Ray Andrews is slowly reeling him in to try to take 3rd place away from him. Right now, single file, except with Hunter Lernerville trying to pass a lap car of Mick Olafson. Mick racing hard, trying to get his lap back, hoping for a caution to help aid him in that quest. But right now, Hunter Wellman way out in the lead, 3 seconds ahead. 12 laps into this race. Hop back here, Jackson Qualley running in 5th place there, putting a little bit of pressure on Ray Andrews. In fact, let's hop on board with that young 14-year-old driver. See what he's doing to try and catch up to that 13 car ahead of him. Everyone looking like they're preferring that middle line more or less around the track. Looks like that outside lane may have gotten a little bit slicker than these drivers prefer. But this time by, Jackson looking to that outside line, trying to make a run on that 13 car. Not quite able to close in too much on him. Right now, looking like we might actually have a bit of a fight for second place. Justin Walbring managed to pull in that 99 car of Hunter Lernerville. Had him down to less than a couple of tenths, but now that gap's opened back up to just about a second, over half a second now for sure. Not quite able to make any ground up. Hunter Wellman still opening that lead up. 4.9 seconds now over second place. Right now, our biggest battle is still between the 13 and the 17. Ray Andrews in 4th, Jackson Qualley in 5th. Still trying to battle it out for the 4th place. Mick Olafson still running and 1 lap down in last place, 7th place, but that should still allow him enough of a point cushion coming into tonight with that 17 points. He should still walk away from tonight as our points leader, should still walk away as the champion. But it's definitely going to allow Justin Walbring to close that gap in on him. Jackson Qualley putting the pressure on Ray Andrews, looking to the inside. Door to door coming through 1 and 2. Still side by side into 3. Ray Andrews is going to have a little bit of a better run by the looks of it coming off turn 4. But Jackson not ready to give up the fight. Jackson still looking to make a move around that 13 car. Had to settle back as we are looking. It looks like Kyle Thayer may have had an issue. No caution on the feet or on the track. As we continue going here, again through 3 and 4, that seems to be the problem. Gets just a little bit too high, dips the back tires over the berm of the track and gets sideways. Manages to keep it off the wall, keep it straight, but that's going to cost him a lot of time and actually allows Mick to gain 1 position. As we are in that replay, it looks like Jackson Qualley managed to make the pass on Ray Andrews and is pulling a gap just a little bit on that 13 car. Meanwhile, the gap is opened back up between the 99 and the 666. Justin still managing to hold on to that final podium position, but Jackson Qualley slowly closing in. About a half a second between those two. Still up the front there. Hunter Wellman over 6 seconds over 2nd place, but starting to get a little pressure from behind from Mick Olafson. Mick's finding a little bit of speed here. Might be able to unlap himself and get himself back on the lead lap. 14 laps to go. He's going to need a caution to get back into this. But he is about the only car that has the pace to manage to keep up with his 64 car at the moment. Looking to the inside, trying to get his lap back. Nothing there. Settles in back behind.
Yellow flag is out.
But the caution flag just came out. It looks like Ray Andrews having a problem. Down the back straightaway. Again, looks like it's going to be turns 3 and 4. Seems to be the problem location. Gets too high. Same thing as Kyle Thayer. Gets those back tires over the berm. Gets the car right spun around. And this time he will bring the caution out. Right at pit exit. Goes around. Now I do not recall if they are running the lucky dog rule here. I do believe they do. Which will mean that Mick Olafson will get his lap back. Or should anyway if they do run the lucky dog. And we just saw that Mick was one of the few cars that had the pace to run with that 64 car. Hunter Wellman, before this caution came out, was over 6 seconds ahead of 2nd place Hunter Lelovich. But somewhere in that mix, I just noticed that they must just be passing each other up here. It does not appear that the lucky dog rule is in effect, as the field is doubling up to get ready to take the green flag once again. Hunter Wellman leading him around as the pace truck leaves the racing surface.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. 99 with a good jump gets past that 64 car. 64 car fighting back to the inside. Jackson Qualley with a good run to the inside on that 666 machine, looking to take 3rd place away, but Mick Olafson carving through the field, trying to get that lap back, wishing that last caution only came out, or would have came out a few laps later when he could have maybe gotten around that 64 car. But Hunter Lelovich in that 99 to the lead. with a 7/10 second lead over Hunter Wellman right now, and Justin Walbring putting some pressure on Wellman. But also getting a little pressure from behind there, Walbring, from Jackson Qualley in that 17 machine. In fact, there's some contact right there between Jackson Qualley and Kyle Thayer. Thayer got a little sideways, going to cost him some time. But he is a lap down. He too is trying to fight to get his lap back. Walbring managing to hold on to that third place for the moment. Right now, this is our closest battle for position. Jackson Qualley trying to fight Justin Walbring for third. Walbring able to open that gap right now as Mick Olafson's fighting with the 17 machine to try to get up there and get his lap back. 8 laps remain in this race. Ray Andrews, the last car on the lead lap right now. At the back of this brouhaha going on just ahead of him. Hunter Wellman closing that gap down on that 99 car, looking to retake the lead. Half second between them, but right now the advantage is to that 99 of Hunter Olelovich. Meanwhile, they are still scrapping here, third on back. Justin Walbring has third. Jackson Qualley wants it. Mick Olafson trying to get around them, trying to get up there to get his lap back. Ray Andrews a couple of seconds behind these guys and that battle.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Caution is out. Mick Olafson spinning once again. 5 laps remaining as Mick goes around, makes heavy contact, it looks like, with that outside retaining wall. The trouble has been every time here in 3 and 4. And same thing as the last 2 incidents. Mick just getting too high, dipping those back tires over. Makes contact with the outside wall and bounces him back down. In front of it looked like the 13 car of Ray Andrews. Take one more look at that. Coming through 3 and 4. Just slides up high and dips that right rear over, and that just turns that car around, and yet just comes down and tags the 13 car. Unfortunate night for Mick. Second caution of the night. 5 laps remaining in this race. Caution laps do not count towards the lap total, so we will restart with 5 to go. Hunter Olelovich on the pole position right now, on the point, with Hunter Wellman right behind him. Justin Walbring looking to take advantage of this last caution period, trying to gain a couple of positions, trying to make a couple of points up on second, make that points battle a little bit tighter. At the very least, Justin wanting to continue his podium streak, or as he calls it, his post-race interview streak.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is in the air. Single file restart, as most dirt tracks run after 10 laps remaining, is eclipsed. Hunter Wellman not wasting time, looking to try to take that lead away from the 99 car. Meanwhile, Jackson Qualley on the outside of Justin Walbring, looking to take that position away. Looks like he might manage to do just that, but Walbring turns up just a little bit, turns the 17 car around. No caution yet. Looks like Kyle Thayer was having issues as well as part of that incident. That's going to allow Walbring to maintain the position, maintain third. Determined to maintain his post-race interview streak. That 21 car, a lap down, he is not for position. Ray Andrews, the car behind the 21, is for position though. 2 laps remain. Let's take a quick look back on what happened to Jackson Qualley. Gets a good run off turn 2 down the back straightaway, right on that upper edge, but Justin slid up thinking he was clear and just tags the left rear corner of that 17 car, turning him around. Kyle Thayer getting squirrely and going around as part of that too. Makes a little contact with the 13 machine and gets all squirrely, goes around. Ends up in the infield grass and doing a full 360. Nice recovery. Good job not hitting anything and getting back on the field. But checkered flag is out. Hunter Olelovich will hold on to win this race. Hunter Wellman holding on a half second back, taking second place. Justin Walbring will maintain his post-race interview streak, finishing third with Jackson Qualley, or Ray Andrews fourth, then Jackson Qualley, sorry, and then Mick Olafson and Kyle Thayer rounding out the field. As we have the top three pulling onto the front straight, get their podium position picture for one last time this season. And we will wait for those drivers to come into the waiting room here for their final post-race interview of Season 4 of the Rusty Misfits Racing League here. All the dirt proudly presenting this series, both for the dirt and the action, or the asphalt side. Action-packed final race to end this season out. And holy, did those guys not disappoint. Hunter Wellman putting on a massive battle over Hunter Olelovich, and we have our top three as well as our champion in the waiting room. So we will start with our third place finisher, Justin Walbring, Mr. Podium, continuing the streak. You have only missed one so far this season. And Justin, how's it feel to continue the streak?
Honestly, not as good this time. Getting into Jackson, and putting him around it, that makes me feel like a complete ass.
Well, at least this one doesn't hurt the championship race for the next race. But yeah, that's definitely not the way you wanted to pass or wanted to take him out, or what you wanted to happen. And it does at least look like it was an accident. You seem to think you were clear and just barely tagged the left rear corner of the 17 car. So there is that.
Oh, I knew I wasn't clear. It's just I was trying to keep it from drifting up anymore, but it just wouldn't stop. I even backed out, and it still kept sliding up, and it got him around. I feel real bad about that. So sorry, Jackson. Sorry, bud. That's all my bad right there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, sometimes that happens, especially on a track like a dirt track where you do have limited grip to begin with, and yeah, you just sometimes try to occupy the same space. But
yeah, that top got really slick, and that's kind of what pushed me over the edge to turn him around, was getting into that slick.
Yeah. We definitely noticed, especially turn 3 and 4, there were, pretty much every incident we had all throughout the race was in 3 and 4 there. A couple of cars having issues dipping the back tires over that berm at the top of the track. How close did you feel you were getting to that berm, and did you feel you're pushing that luck there maybe a little bit?
I was honestly trying not to get up there too much. With as slick as it was starting to get, it was getting kind of hard to handle out of 2 and 4. So I was trying to keep it down a little bit. I have no clue how close I was floating with disaster.
Well, you definitely weren't one of the closest ones we've seen. Our champion here tonight, Mick Olafson, definitely found the edge there a couple of times. Actually, he one of the cautions that he brought out, he completely went over top the edge there and ended up in the exit of pit road. So there is that. But how do you feel the championship race went down tonight? Were you kind of excited seeing Mick having issues, or?
I wasn't really excited to see it. I knew no matter what, he was going to walk out of here tonight the points champion. And congrats to you, Mick. Another great championship. I'm going to come back and try to get you next season.
Well, you definitely were able to close up that gap. He came in with 17 points on you. It's going to be a lot closer to that than that now after tonight's race. But yeah, you're going to hold on to your second place, I believe. Kyle didn't have a very great race behind you, but so second place in the championship and third place overall tonight. So decent night overall. And considering you were saying you weren't feeling too well this morning, were you?
I'm still not feeling that great now. I think I got the stomach flu. Yeah, just not feeling very hot right now.
Well, it definitely didn't show too much in your driving other than that little incident with Jackson. You definitely are going to have to keep that up here for our final race tonight and for the final race of the season here. So, good luck going on here at Five Flags, and hopefully we talk to you later.
I'm hoping so too. And yeah, as we were lining up for the picture, Jackson showed his disinterest, which I totally get. I understand.
Yeah, well, he definitely has every right to be a little upset with that end. But before we let you go, Justin, we may as well get your sponsors and whoever else you want to thank one last time for the season on the dirt racing side.
All right, I'd like to thank Festival Cab Services, Cush 21 for the pre-race ritual, uh, Michael Steele Graphics, Extreme Pro Race Engines, my buddy Nathan Mast, who's watching tonight. How you doing, buddy? My wife, my kids, Hunter Lilovich for helping me out where he can, Ray Andrews, that everybody running with the RMRL and the whole team that gets to put this thing together.
Alrighty. Well, third place tonight in the race, second place overall in the championship. Congratulations, Justin, and we look forward to seeing the asphalt race here coming up.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, that was third place Justin Walbring. Let's bring our second place finisher, Hunter Wellman, in that 64 machine. Hunter, it looked like for the first little while there you had that race wrapped up, but then caution started coming out, and that ended up hurting you. What happened there?
I think Hunter just got a huge gust of speed there coming towards the end. Me and him were talking in the waiting room. He said his car felt completely different those last 10, 15 laps.
Well, something definitely happened, and yeah, Hunter, it was a race to the Hunters here for most of it. Between you and him, I believe you led pretty much every lap between the two of you. So yeah, it's you had a 6-second lead or before that first caution, and then yeah, you had to fight. Did you think you still had the speed to come or catch back up to that 99 car?
I thought I did, given a few more laps. The problem is the track was starting to slick off at the top, so there really wasn't much passing I could have done. Had the track gotten more slicked off, I think I would have had more of a fighting chance on the bottom, but that's just how it played out.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure. And you know, for your second race in this series, you know, you missed out the first first 2 or 3 quarters of the season or so. I'm pretty sure that if you were in a little bit earlier, you would have been talking the championship standings as well. The way you've been driving these last couple of days or a couple of races.
Well, thank you. I definitely plan on running this full-time next season. I'll just have to wait till the schedule gets released.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to that, Hunter. Was there anything during that race that you took special note of, or you found kind of interesting as far as how the race was going on, or?
My only goal tonight, and the only thing I kind of found kind of cool, was me and Hunter were talking pre-race, and the only thing we wanted was to go 1-2, and me and him were able to get that done tonight. I'm pretty happy with that.
No, predicting the
well,
future.
Yeah, I was felt a little bad. I kind of blame myself for some of the stuff going on in the heat race. I think I was sending it too hard, a little too early. But feature, I thought I did okay.
Well, you definitely did very well in the feature. For the first half of it, you ran away from the field. No one could touch you. Although towards the end there, Mick Olafson seemed to have found something. He just did not have a great night overall that he was hoping to have. So I'm pretty sure he's the only one that didn't want to see that first caution come out, because he probably could have passed you and gotten his lap back when it eventually did.
That's exactly what me and him were talking about just now. He 100% would have gotten those laps back had it gone green. I think he got an end-of-line penalty at the beginning of the race. I'm not exactly sure why, but that just set the whole tone for his evening.
I'm wondering if he wasn't just trying to make the evening a little bit more interesting by making himself start at the back.
I don't know for sure.
All right, Hunter. Well, anyone you would like to thank? Any sponsors, family, friends, anything you'd like to thank before we continue on?
Yeah, I want to thank my mom and dad for watching. I want to thank RJB Automotive, Kellner Range and Supply, and KRS Clothing for sponsoring me in real life. thank you, as always, for broadcasting, and I want to thank Justin for inviting me to the league.
Well, it is a pleasure broadcasting these races. You guys have been, for supposed rookies, you guys have been putting on some grade A racing out there, and I look forward to broadcasting next season again.
All right, thank you.
All right. That was second place finisher Hunter Wellman. Now let's bring in Hunter number 2 here, Hunter Alelovich, or should I say Hunter number 1, because you did kind of take that top spot from from Hunter Wellman there, Hunter. Like, there are too many Hunters already here. What's going on? Are you there, Hunter?
One second. Fuck. Where's my headphone case? Hello? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, Hunter. I was just talking with Hunter Wellman there in that 64 car that you kind of stole the win from after those caution flags, and he said that you guys were talking pre-race that your ultimate goal was to finish 1-2. Well, told him you guys must have predicted the future here, because guess what? You guys went 1-2.
Yeah. I don't really know how that came to be, or we were just joking, in Discord, because it didn't seem like anybody else was really active close to the race time. So, we were just trying to goof off and try to get track, a couple more people online. We didn't know what the deal was. I hadn't heard from anybody. Yeah, started, on the high side. I was able to take his line, and he just wasn't able to get around.
Well, that caution, or those cautions there towards the end, definitely helped you out there. No one could touch him before that, but after those cautions, you seem to find an extra gear in that car somewhere.
Yeah. I don't really know what I was doing different. There towards the middle of the race, that high line went away for me completely. It was loose, and I almost actually spun out. Then, after several laps, I think of just letting the tires kind of cool off and kind of doing more of a defensive line to kind of keep Justin at bay. The high side just kind of hooked back up for me, and I felt the tires bite. And, I knew if I could get out in front in the restart and I didn't go over the berm or, spin out, I knew I had something for Hunter, so...
Well, you definitely did there. It was a Hunter and Hunter show all feature race long. You and him were running 1-2 pretty much the entire race, and I'm pretty sure if we look back here that between the two of you guys led all 40 laps.
That's crazy. That makes me kind of happy. I mean, that makes me really happy. He's a really good driver from that motorsports. I think is the correct league. I'm in so many of them now, trying to just search and see who's out there, try to attract some people into our series, and make our competition a little bit more intense. I'm still trying to get my blood to go down now.
Well, a lot of people say that this is nothing but a game, but you know what? A few races that I've been in, I've gotten more sweat and I've been vibrating after finishing a race just on this supposed game that, just like you said right now, you're just trying to get that blood pressure to come down. And this being a championship race to boot there, and you and Hunter neither of you were really in the championship question. Both missed too many races to really be a factor, but I got a feeling that if you guys had made all 8 races, we'd be talking a completely different championship picture.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Hunter's a really good, strong competitor, and we can't knock any of the other guys. They're all really, really strong drivers. It just comes down to, like you said, consistency. You got to be there. I missed several events due to some mental health issues. And I'll probably miss more in the future due to newborn child issues. So it's just going to come down to consistency if you want a championship here, and that's kind of what I like. We're a tight, close knit family, so you can't knock any of the other drivers. They're right there to get a championship. Just like Mick did this championship. Huge shout out to Mick. I'm pretty sure. Good racing, good group of guys.
Oh, absolutely. And when I was talking with Hunter Wellman there, I put the disclaimer of supposed in front of rookies here, because the way you guys have been driving all season long, I didn't see too much rookie driving. So good on that. It makes it a much better race to broadcast and call when you got a bunch of drivers out there that are racing clean, racing hard, and racing for a championship as close as they were. So Hunter, hopefully we can see you more often in next season or whatever else other series you hop into. So you definitely help put on a great show, and you have some good-looking cars out there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is actually a huge shout-out to Mick again, who does a fantastic job with my cars. This is an actual complete reiteration from a in real life car that I had when I was 16 and raced at my local track. Had something else, but I completely forgot now at this point. Thank you.
Well, Hunter, before we let you go on here, is there anyone you'd like to thank as far as sponsors, family, friends, or anything like that?
Justin, for getting me introduced to these great group of guys. I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones that told me about this when I first said something on Facebook, looking for a group and league, because I wasn't having luck with public races and lobbies. It wasn't really as fun. It was kind of annoying to get spun out, and not be able to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, public lobbies definitely, good leagues definitely ruin public lobbies, that's for sure.
100%. So Mick, for just doing fantastic driving all season. I'm never good at this, Jesus. Jackson, new driver this season. He's done one heck of a job. He's very clean, good sportsmanship, good racecraft. That's what we like to see out of our new guys. Just a round of applause for everybody that's a part of our organization. It's fantastic, and I urge anybody that wants to come drive or come hang out, come do a couple races with us, see what we're all about.
Yep, and to that end, anyone listening or watching the broadcast here wanting to know, just look up Rusty Misfits Racing League on Facebook or iRacing, and more or on Discord, and send us a request. But yeah, let's continue this on here. Hunter, congratulations on first place on winning tonight's finale race. We look forward to seeing more from you in upcoming seasons in different divisions. And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right. That was our race winner. But how about now we talk to the big kahuna in the house, the championship winner, Mick Olafson, walking away. Came into tonight's race 17 points ahead of Justin Walbring. Basically just had to start tonight's event to solidify the championship. Mick, how do you feel right now?
Well, not as good as I would have been if I'd have been on the podium, but we brought home the championship, and I'm very happy about that. It just was not my night on this track.
No, we definitely noticed even in the heat races that you were having some issues keeping the car under you, and you definitely did not like turns 3 and 4, which was the problem section of the track all night, it seemed.
Yeah, it was. We went over turns 3 and 4 once. I did set the fastest lap of the night, though, on lap 25, chasing down the leader, trying to get my lap back.
Yeah, and I definitely talked to Hunter at that point, and I kind of asked him about that there, if he felt that you were going to pass him, and then the caution came out, and he definitely said that you definitely could have passed him, but The caution was ill-timed for you there. You would have had your lap back had that caution held up another about 3 or 4 laps, I think.
That's kind of what I was thinking. But, it was a fun night, and the Hunters up front, they put on a great show.
Well, it was the Hunter and Hunter show for sure, and they called it right from the get-go. They were calling 1-2 at the beginning, or before the lobby even opened, and they managed to run 1-2 pretty much all night long.
They did. Nice, clean. It was good running with both those guys. Hunter Wellman, he's new here. I think he raced with me last week, and he was all over my back bumper, but he raced super clean, very respectful. It's nice to have those kind of guys in the league.
Oh, absolutely, and I believe that if both of those Hunters managed to make more races than they were able to this season, Hunter Wellman's only starting 2 weeks ago or last week, and then Hunter having various issues keeping him from racing every race, I think we'd be talking a completely different championship picture too if both those guys were more consistent.
Oh, definitely. I think it would have been a lot closer coming into tonight for sure.
I really do think that we'd have like 4 cars within spitting distance of sitting there with that championship crown, but you managed to hold on. You took it tonight, Mick. Just give us a quick recap of your season to get to where you are right now as the rookie dirt mini stock champion.
Well, I tell you, it started off kind of rough. I think we won the first race, then we totally stepped on it for races 2 and 3. Had to regroup, regain our composure, come back. We won 3-4 in a row. Had a solid finish last week. And, it's been great. The guys have been very competitive, very there with us. And I just want to say we did it for Donnie.
That is absolutely right. You got a good buddy of yours there battling cancer. We've talked about him in previous weeks there, that he's in various treatments right now, getting help for what he's going through. And, yeah, you definitely got the championship in his name. So,
yeah, we did it for him. We're going to keep fighting even in this asphalt race. I think we're going to try to maybe get a 3rd place in the standings, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, you are within fighting distance of 3rd on Matt right now, so hopefully we can see what happens here. That race will be coming up very shortly.
Yeah, we got 3rd fastest in practice right now. I think we got a pretty good car tonight.
Alrighty, Mick. Well, I will let you go. I'll just ask you one last thing here, and I'll let you thank your sponsors and family and friends, whoever else you want to thank for this.
Well, I want to thank both of the Bartlett brothers just for the friendship we've had, and I hope they're doing well. And then I want to thank Falcon Graphics, thank All the Dirt for promoting the series this week. Thank you for putting it on. I love the broadcast, love rewatching them. And a huge shout out to Dean Qualley for allowing us to have a good place to race every week.
Absolutely. Dean's got a great league set up here. We run a bunch of different series all throughout Monday, Tuesday. Don't do Wednesday so much anymore, but Monday and Tuesday we keep quite busy. So
then we got dirt cars on Thursdays, and ARCA's coming back on Mondays. I'm excited about ARCA.
I am too. I typically seem to be better at the bigger tracks, and I really want to find out how Watkins Glen goes over.
I'm not so good at turning right.
With stock cars, I'm terrible at right turns with stock cars.
Unless I'm turning right on dirt, it's not right.
Pretty much. Alrighty, Mick, I will let you continue with your practice. Congratulations on the Dirt Rookie Mini Stock Championship, and looking forward to seeing more from you.
All right, thank you very much, bud. Have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, that was Mick Olafson, our champion for season number 4 in the Rusty Misfit Racing League Dirt Rookie Mini Stocks, presented by All the Dirt. Thank you so much to Dean, All the Dirt, all the guys that come out and race every weekend, putting on a great show. And, I mean, how do you sign off on an 8 weeks race season that culminates in a less than probably 10-point championship difference? It's been ups, there's been downs, there's been everything in between. Some great racing, clean racing from what I said earlier, supposed rookies. We have one more race coming up here very shortly. Broadcast should begin in about 14 minutes, where we will crown a champion in the Asphalt Series. Right now, going into that division, Jackson Qualley, the young 14-year-old phenom, 336 points. 12 points ahead of Justin Walbring. That one's going to be a scrap right down to the end of the race between those two. Look forward to seeing you all there. My name is Tom Quiring. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for listening to the broadcast, watching the broadcast, and we look forward to seeing you at the asphalt race.